Today is July the 22nd. So this is the casualty of the meadow vole, the war on the meadow voles. You know, I kind of fight them every year, but this year has been particularly difficult. And I just decided to go DEFCON 4 on them this year. I'm not showing them any mercy. So let me show you, this is what they do to sunflowers. So this is kind of normal, how when a sunflower grows, it gets kind of calloused towards the base. It gets thicker in the base. And if you notice, it's got a woody inner stem. And the outside is the phloem and the xylem. And if you don't know what that is, those are the two structures within the green stem that bring nutrients up and bring nutrients down. One brings water up, one brings nutrients up. So wood is actually not living. It's structural. It's the green part around it that is living on any plant, and particularly with a woody plant. So what happens, all the nutrients is in the green part. So what the meadow voles do is they strip the green part to the woody part up the stem, effectively stopping the plant from moving water and nutrients back and forth, and hence killing the plant. So they can do it. Here's a good example of it here. They got further up on the plant and started working on the green part of it. And then what happens too is, structurally speaking, as sunflowers get taller, they try to strengthen their base. And what happens is when they strip that layer down, they just basically stop the plant from increasing its girth and effectively killing it. So the wind comes and the wind knocks, and they become a victim of their own success. So this is what meadow voles do. This is a real good example of how the plant gets destroyed. I mean, there's the woody part, and there's the green growing part here. And I've just basically had it with them. I go through all the trouble of planting all of these because, first of all, my wife likes them. Second of all, the bees like them, and native pollinators like them, but also the seed heads, the goldfinches use them as a food source. So here's an example of the plant that gets destroyed by a meadow vole. So I've had a twofold approach to this. I wrap the plant in aluminum foil, and you can see down there, one of the meadow voles just went at it. I think he gave up. But that's the interesting things about rodents. They got strong teeth. They want to get at something, they're going to get at it. But if you look closely at this plant, see how much thicker it is up here versus down here. And it's awfully weak, but the plant is starting to die anyway because of these things. So here is a makeshift bait station that I made. It's not real complicated. I just had this pipe laying around, this corrugated pipe. This here is an aluminum welding rod. I got a box of these things. And I just drilled a hole through here and a hole through the bottom. And I went and got myself the rodent baits that nobody wants to use because they're all so concerned about everything getting killed down the line. But I put this bait out, and I put it through there. You could see how much it was chewed on. Can you see that? Maybe I'll pull that thing out and I'll reconnect it. But here, I'll just pop that thing off. I put these out last night. Look how it got chewed on. Can you see that? So, yeah, the rodents came. You can see the gnaw marks on it. I effectively put an end to this. I put these things every 10 feet. I made these things, and I'll just rebait that with a bigger piece. And I made like 10 of them. Real simple to make. and they're going to go back in their burrows and die. Now, I've done a couple things. I made peanut butter balls with peanut butter and baking soda, which causes them to explode on the inside. And I had some success with that, but apparently the meadow voles just keep coming. Now, if you don't know anything about these guys, they're kind of midway size between a mouse and a chipmunk, and they live in colonies, and they're actually cute, but they are so destructive to the roots of plants and to the stems of these sunflowers. They will get into your garden. They will eat root crops. They will also they will crawl onto your tomatoes and eat the tomatoes, hollow the tomatoes out from the inside. So when you go to pick the tomato, all you got is skin. Or they'll just take a couple bites out of it and just leave it. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know many people that like to eat a tomato that had a couple bites out of a rodent. You sure wouldn't do that with a rat, would you? If you've seen a rodent in a grocery store, would you, in the produce section, would you want to buy it? No. So before I don't care if I get negative comments. Actually, I welcome them. If you think you're going to upset me, you got your head on backwards. Half the people that comment on stuff, they don't grow things. They don't raise things. They have no idea what it's like to lose animals to predators. They have no idea what it's like to invest and put effort into growing things and losing it. Our ancestors knew what this was like, and they knew how to take care of business, right? They just knew how to take care of business. And unfortunately, modern humans who know nothing but concrete and steel, they don't know how to take care of business. They've never learned anything. They forgot what their ancestors learned, and they are really pathetic human beings. That's just kind of how I feel. Does that make me judgmental? Yeah, probably. But, at this point, I don't care. So anyway, what I want to show you here, I'll make this quick. Each one of these zucchinis is in a tire filled with the best compost that you could ever make. I don't leave these things laying around because the rabbits will chew on them. And I've learned to deal with rabbits. I can tolerate them to a degree. They don't touch. There's certain plants they don't touch. But there's a good example of I got a squash that got infected with vine borers. Ripped it up, planted a tomato in its place. So, and that's what I will do with every one of these zucchini plants if they end up getting infected with vine borers. And they generally do, but the last couple years, I haven't grown zucchini, so the vine borers don't seem to be a problem this year. But I planted a bunch of new zucchini in some pots, ready to go when these guys get infected, because there's still enough time to grow them. But anyway, that's what's in here. Each tire has got a zucchini plant. And then they were all discarded tires, and it turns out that that's a great idea, man. As you can see, it works out really nice. So this is real nice. Now, I don't want to lose all these plants. I put a lot of time and effort into growing them. A lot of them kind of grew on their own, and I just translocated them. But, this is what happens. If you see the plant, sunflowers are extremely resilient plants. As you can see, like this one here, the blossom is still trying to blossom even though it's not able to bring nutrients up. Yeah, just kind of tired of dealing with these guys. The other thing you do is keep the grass short. Try to keep your grass short. That stops the meadow voles too, because they don't want to be exposed to predators. Now, I know the further I go to that road back there, it's littered with holes from meadow voles. If they want to stay back there, that's fine. But I know they're going to reproduce, and their young are going to move forward. And you know what? Yeah, it's just tough luck for them. Tough luck for them. So, you know what? If you want to deal with these things, deal with them in your own way. But I've had it. I've had it with them, and I decided I'm going DEFCON 4 with them, and they can bite the dust for all I'm concerned. But anyway, there you go. There's a nice view of this. Really put a lot of work into it, and I do every year. I can't say I'm proud of it, but I enjoy it for the time I got it. And if you look, there's a goldfinch down there on top of one of those blossoms, about midway down, if you can see it. And that's why I plant them. But all of you people who sit around and complain, and you're doing this to the environment, you don't do nothing for the environment. You don't do anything to help wildlife. You do nothing. You get online and you bitch and moan and scream at people like me. And you know what I gotta say about it? Yeah, you can bite me. Till next time.